Great. Well, I'm here in Washington, D.C., which is a bit unusual for this blog. I'm usually in Bologna, but I'm very glad to be here in D.C. At SAIS, and I'm here with Bonnie Wilson, who is the Student Affairs Dean here in Washington. She's also a graduate of the Bologna Center, and she has a long and distinguished history at SAIS, so this is a great opportunity to learn from somebody who works here about her experiences. And Bonnie, thanks for meeting with us.
My pleasure.
And my first question was, why did you go to SAIS Bologna Center?
It was somewhat unusual in that I did my first year here in Washington.
That is unusual.
But it was not unusual at that time.
Right.
At that time, about half of the students did their first year in Washington and their second year in Bologna.
Right.
Unlike it is today, where most of the students are in their first year.
Right.
Not all. But during my first year in Washington, I met some of the students who had come back from Bologna for their second year and had been in Bologna the year before.
Mm-hmm.
And their rave reviews, to put it mildly, of the experience that they had had in Bologna made me change my mind about where I wanted to do my second year at SAIS.
Right.
And as a result, since I was in a concentration American foreign policy, that could certainly benefit from having the perspective that the Bologna Center gives, it was an easy decision. And so I went there in my second year, and from there then applied back to SAIS Washington for the PhD.
Right.
So it was a wonderful way to have Bologna between my 2 years of classwork at SAIS.
And how did the Bologna Center help you in your career?
I think for me, like so many other people who've gone to the Bologna Center, it really was a defining moment in my life and in my education. Some of the people, my friends that I met in Bologna, are my closest friends today. Rarely does a week go by that I don't see one of the people who were classmates of mine in Bologna. And in terms of my education, as I said before, I think it changed my perspective on the world. Instead of studying American foreign policy through an American citizen's lens, I was able to see it through the lens of other nationalities and other cultures. And it's certainly one of the great joys of my job now is that it does take me to Bologna a couple of times a year. And although the building is renovated and beautiful and state-of-the-art, it still has the same feeling that it had in the late 60s, and I think that it always has. Such a vitality and sense of warmth and community that you see in the students there, in the halls, in the classrooms, in the little bar cafeteria, at the lectures, at the parties. You see it in the students when they come back to Washington for their second year. They're a very close-knit group. And as I say, the friendships that they have formed will last them a lifetime.
Now, you've seen a lot of students who have started at the Bologna Center and then come here for a second year, which is, as you said, the more typical route. If you had to describe what we're looking for in students at SAIS, those who start in Bologna and come here for a second year in particular, how would you articulate that?
Well, certainly we look for students that we know can handle the academic program, because it is a rigorous academic program, whether you start in Bologna or you start in Washington.
True.
So obviously we're looking at the academic credentials. And we're also looking for focus. We're not looking for students who are going to go to graduate school because they're not too sure what else they want to do at this point. We're looking for people who know what SAIS is about and know why they want to go to SAIS and the Bologna Center in terms of what they want to do with their lives. And that, I guess, brings me to the last point, and that is that we do look for people who want to make the world a better place. And indeed, virtually all of our students do in one way or another, whether they go into the private sector or the public sector, the nonprofit sector. They really want to make a difference. And they feel, and we feel, that their education at SAIS and certainly at Bologna will allow them to do that.
Terrific. Bonnie Wilson, thanks very much.
Thank you.